Is it wise to pour dwindling resources into countries and missions thousands of miles away, say like Libya, when cities and towns in America are struggling? What do you say about this? CNN contributor Erick Erickson, CNN political analyst Roland Martin, and Pete Dominick all are here to discuss this. Erick, let's start with you. What's your take?
Well, I think the government is able to multitask, can do many things at one time. We're in Iraq, Afghanistan, we're in Libya. We'll probably pass yet again another unemployment benefits extension. I think the government's able to multitask on these things.
Roland, what do you think about where the United States is putting its resources? I mean, we have states running out of money. Like Erick said, the unemployment benefits could run out.
Well, first of all, I mean, we do have to adjust our whole thinking. If you look at the amount of money that we spend on defense compared to the next 10 countries behind us, I mean, it shows you how we are so far ahead of everyone else. But you do have to have some sense of balance. We can't talk about the need to strengthen our ports. We can't talk about protecting our borders. How else are we going to pay for it? And so the real issue comes in as to how do we prioritize our spending? Now, keep in mind, Randy, whenever we talk about defense, you typically will have some member of Congress then say, wait a minute, there are defense jobs in my district. And so the spending that we do on defense is a direct correlation also to jobs on defense companies.
And Pete, I know you don't agree with these guys on everything here, so where do you stand?
Certainly not. I don't understand. We could talk about Libya and whether or not that's worth it and the money we're spending. We should talk about Afghanistan, $2 billion a week. And for what? What are we getting out of it? $120 billion a year. We have bases all over the world. We need to stop trying to protect everybody. Let Europe's taxpayers pay for their defense a little bit more. And we could put that money in here at home, green jobs, health care. We want to cut everything here. Cut the defense budget. As Roland said, we spend more than the next 10 countries. We spend so much money in this country on defense. I ask everybody in the panel, who's the conventional military that's going to evade America? If you're more afraid of Al-Qaeda than heart disease, you've been duped.
So where do you guys think the money should be spent, Erick?
Well, I kind of reject the notion that we need to spend money to create jobs. We tried the stimulus plan. It didn't work out so much. The president this past weekend actually credited the tax cuts from December as helping kickstart some job recovery. I think probably the government needs to figure out how to get out of the way and let the private sector do some job creation.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Randy, it sounds great with that. So why don't we do this here, Erick? Why don't we get rid of all of the subsidies the government provides to the private sector and say, hey, you guys want to be on your own? Go right ahead, be on your own. The fact of the matter is,
actually, I wish we would do that, Roland, and lower the overall tax rate as well.
Yeah, but trust me, those same corporations, they don't want to do it. So GE, you can make $14 billion, but you don't want to pay any taxes. Look, Randy, at the end of the day, we have to confront the reality of where we stand as a nation when it comes to education. There are still basic services that we have to provide as well. And so I disagree with people on the left who say, oh, no, there's a whack in the defense budget. One of the reasons America is strong economically is also because we have a strong defense, but it also is a question of smart spending and not continuing to fund unnecessary programs that Secretary Gates is trying to get rid of in terms of the Pentagon.
But don't you remember President Obama at the State of the Union saying that his principal focus is growth and creating jobs? Pete, let's let you get a word in here.
The fact is we're cutting everywhere but defense. They're trying to trick you and say they're cutting defense. They're not cutting it. They're just not spending as much. We're cutting everything, essential services, and we are not cutting defense. We need to take care of our military, our veterans, and all of the health care needs, but we definitely need to make cuts there in defense. We're going to cut.
And it is true, Randy, that, look, in order for us to confront our deficit problem, you have to tackle Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and defense. Democrats do not like to touch Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid. Republicans don't want to touch defense. You cannot confront our deficit. You cannot confront our spending if you don't deal with all three of they are the three biggest issues in which we spend money. At the end of the day, we must confront all three.
All right, guys, we got to
leave Roland said.
All right, yeah, there you go. What Roland said. We will leave it there. We're out of time. We'll have to continue that discussion another day or on our own time.